Good morning, beautiful souls. How's everybody doing today? Today is day 3, and I'm grateful that you are joining me. Whether this is live or on the replay, I'm really grateful you're here. So, hey. So, if you saw my question, I'm curious to see if you could ask for anything this holiday season, what would it be? Because I find so many people are wishing for so many different things, right? And so a couple cards came up from Spirit. This is today's Coffee and Convo with Spirit. These are today's multifaceted messages. We're going to pull some cards today. Actually, Spirit already pulled a few cards. So they guided me to pull them and bring through the information. And it was interesting because today it's a beautiful day, right? It's just really pretty out today. The sun's shining. It's beautiful. I don't know if you received the email that I did send out the recording. If you didn't, I'll make sure I get that out today. It's a great meditation. If you missed yesterday's meditation, I really hope that you check your email and check it out. If you're not yet on my email list, make sure you get on there. Today we're going to go into a couple different things that came up. I was pulling a card and a couple came out. Actually, then I was like, all right, we need another one to go with this. So we actually have 3 cards again. Hopefully it won't be quite as long as yesterday. If you could ask for anything, if you could ask Santa for anything, right? What would you ask for? Being an adult or maybe being a younger person, what is one thing that you would ask for? To me, this is going to symbolize something for you, actually, which is really interesting that it just came in because it's been popping in for me the last few days. What if you could just let go of all your expectations and you could receive whatever it is you want? What would it be? Pop it in the comments. What I understand is the more that we put these intentions out there, right, and we set those intentions, as we do, things will pop up. And what's really cool is the last few days, you know, as it gets to this time of the year, I tend to focus on what is something I want to manifest in the new year, right? Something I want to bring in that is powerful, a word, right? A lot of people have like a power word. I've done this for the past so many years. So think about whatever you're trying to manifest. There may be a symbol or a word, something like a spiritual thought or something that manifests it for you. When I say that thought, it's almost like a physical thing that can help you create that or allow that to unfold. I'm going to get to these cards in just a second. We have a little baby angel too, so I'll get to that in a minute. What's really cool is, to me, happiness. Not that I'm not a happy person, I'm a very happy person, but happiness is something that I'd like to see this year moving forward. And I think that's going to be my word here for 2023. So I would love to hear what it is for you and see if it changes. It may stay the same. You might find New Year's, it totally morphs into something completely different. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. Just know that, you know what? It's going to be whatever it is for you, whatever you need in that moment. So Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you for being here. We're going to be diving a little deeper into these cards, and we're going to do a little meditation or something. Whatever Spirit guides me to. Today's multifaceted messages are brought to you by Spirit. The first one I want to go into, this is a really cool card. Actually, I can't say that I've really seen this one come up in the deck before. New, a lot of doors opening. I've been saying this for weeks, so if you guys have been tuning in to my Coffee and Convo lives, we've been speaking about, Spirit's been guiding that there's a lot of doors opening for 2023. I feel that as we step into 2023, doors, windows, ceilings, there's all kinds of things opening for so many people. This door is to the personal healing and happiness. But maybe you are trying to find your own personal happiness, or maybe you're trying to find healing. When we're in a state of higher raised vibration, when our alignment, oh, thank you for that love. When our vibration and our higher alignment, we're in a higher alignment, we're more balanced, we're more centered. I'm loving the love, friends, so thank you. Right back at you, right here. Woohoo! So when we're in that place, when those doors can open, you can only be there when you're centered, when you're aligned, when you're connected with higher source, the divine, whatever you want to call that, spirit. For me, it's spirit. It's like connecting with everything and all of it. For the highest and best good. So this card is all about, this is a 7 in numerology, which again, we've had a lot of 7s the last couple days, which is going inward. And this is a time of quiet where it is normal to go inward. You're welcome. Good to see you. Good morning, sunshines. And I love that this card has the rainbow. To me, right there, that's like everything coming together, right? If you notice, I'm very colorful. I always have color around me because I love to lift my vibration. So color can lift your vibration like nobody's business. And being that I was a former hairdresser, I'm going to share some interesting tips over there in the Zoom. So if you guys are interested, definitely check that out. So make sure you're registered. Being that I was a former hairdresser, you know, when our color starts to get dull, or we needed a haircut, or we needed something in our life that made us feel pretty, or made us feel handsome, or made us feel, well, I'm not a guy, but made you feel handsome as a gentleman, or just made you feel good about yourself. you go to your hairdresser, right? You go and you get beautified. And the way to beautify your internal chakras is to actually do the work on yourself and actually sit in your meditation, in your power, see those chakras illuminating, becoming more enlightened, more bright. You can wear bright colors. These are just some little tips that I know that work. So I just think that's really cool. Good morning from Long Island. Oh, I love it. So yay, Long Island in the house. Woohoo. Love this positive stuff to start my day. And you're a former hairdresser? High five, sister. I love it. So, right? And we're all very intuitive, all of us, whether you're a hairdresser or not. Like, intuition is something we all have. And so it's really interesting because, again, I feel like I want to come back to this card. Doors are opening. I feel like I'm hearing like towards March, like it's going to be from now until March, there's going to be a big shift for many of you. So if it resonates with you, that's awesome. If you've been trying to manifest something, that's awesome too. And I also want to be pulled to like the Monet's garden, the lily pads, just kind of being in stillness. It's the muddy waters, right, that the lotus has to come out of. Think of all the hard stuff that you guys have been through over the past year, few years, might have been a really long time. It may have just been a short time. So whatever that is for you, know that all that is paying off. You kind of had to be in that place to see where you are today, right? You have a sensitivity to spiritual energy. Yes, everyone does. I love that you're awakening to it. So these sensitivities, some people will call them, and that's a great way to put it. Really, it's that connection. It's everything coming together as it should. So trust those synchronicities, trust those vibes, right? Trust what you feel when your energy is aligned, and you're not seeing this by accident. Like if you just stumbled on this page, hello friends, I'm Lisa, the multifaceted medium. Nice to meet you, and I'm glad you're here. So there are no accidents that these things happen. Like you showed up, Facebook brought you here, maybe you just appeared here, and there's no accident. But the things that happen guide us along the path, and they're just little guideposts that open up doors for us. Speaking of opening up doors, right? And sometimes different things will pop up in our lives, and maybe before you weren't in the place to receive it for whatever reason, but now in this present moment, this generous present moment, you're in the place to receive this. So I hope that this card touches you, releases anything, helps you let go of anything else once you open those doors. I'm hearing clean out, just let it all go and then move forward, because there's so much abundance and there's so much new growth, you know, through those doors. So I love it. And it's very peaceful. Drawn to the dove, so there's a lot of peace coming in for your life. Again, a lot of that's going to determine whether you are doing the work on yourself, because it might feel like you could shift forward, but then there's going to be a part of you that wants to pull back for fear. So let go of the fear, keep doing the work, keep standing in your power, and that's going to anchor you and align you into moving forward. It says doors to personal healing and happiness. They're now open. So that's what it says. So the next card I want to share with you guys. So hopefully that resonated. It made sense. Next card, I thought this was really cool because two cards came out, and this one, when I pulled it, was like, Spirit was like, those two, that's what you need to share. I'm like, okay. The next card is the door to Spirit. So they, again, more doors, right? And there's the Holy Spirit, or peace, right? The dove of peace, which is a representation of Spirit. I love too that there's a lot of yellow in these cards. And to me, yellow is happiness. And today I was like, what am I supposed to wear? And I was like, I got yellow. I was like, oh, okay. So think about that. Your solar plexus, right? Which is in your stomach. That's your solar plexus chakra, which is where we hold all the energy. If you tend to worry, or you're stressed, or maybe you're not standing in your full potential or power, that's this area that you want to cleanse and clear. You can wear something yellow, which will brighten you up. You can go get yourself some highlights. Something pretty like that. This card is all about big changes as well. So we have a big spiritual shift right now coming in for many of you. You might be awakening, is what I say, when you have an awakening to an experience with the spirit world. You may have recently had a connection with a loved one in spirit. You may actually be awakening to hearing things or seeing things clairvoyantly, or hearing clairaudiently, or maybe you're just awakening to a knowing of things in your life, and hopefully that makes sense for you guys. But just know that these new doors are opening. I pulled one more on this because I really wanted to pull it all together. I love to be able to put together it as a story, but this card is efficiency. When this card comes out, it has to usually do with something either you're stepping into, it could be a work relationship, related thing, could be in your life, being more efficient in things, the way that you work with your body, maybe the way that you work with internally with your emotions, right? So, oh, I love all the love. Thank you, you guys. I'm glad this is hitting and resonating. Always makes me happy when I see this. I just say to Spirit, let me show up and be of service. And I'm so grateful to be here for you guys. So thank you for all the love. You're awesome. So this card is really about stepping into either what you're supposed to be doing or what it is that you want to focus on. It doesn't even have to be what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe it's something where your heart is leading you and then you're like, I don't trust it. So you have to get that trust in line, right? Because when you trust, you're balanced. Everything's aligned. Things are fun. And I keep holding this crystal here. So who here loves crystals, right? Who loves crystals? Where are my crystal loving, highly sensitive souls? So Spirit guided me again, yellow. This is a bumblebee jasper. Think about bees. I was just learning something the other day. Somebody just shared something with me about bees. I think it was Dawn. If you're on here, Dawn. She was sharing with me about how the bees, and Dawn, if you're on here, maybe you can post it, whatever that was. It was a, I think it was an advent calendar she had, and it was about crystals. Or no, I'm sorry, it wasn't about crystals. Let me take that back. I have crystals on the brain. And there's our laughter, right? Lifting our vibration. It was about its advent calendar that she was working with, and it had to do with nature. And I thought it was really cool. And my friend Dawn she's a blessing to me. She's just a beautiful person, and I just have to say thank you for being here if you're catching this later. But the cool thing is, with this crystal, what she was sharing with me about the bees is that, you know, over the winter, there are certain bees. I don't even know why Spirit's guided me to share this, but I'm sharing it because it's coming out. So there are bees that in the hive that only exist to keep the other bees warm. And I thought this was super cool. They just show up just to flutter their wings, and they flutter them at such a speed that they're able to keep the queen and all the honey warm so nothing freezes throughout the winter. Interesting thought, right? Just uplifting that vibration. Bees are such a high vibration. Whenever I hear bees, it's like abundance, right? And I don't know if you know me personally, but a couple years ago, and I was going through some pictures the other day, the bees, we had a swarm come to our house, and they were across the street in the garage house, and they went right into the wall, and I saw hundreds of thousands of them just swarm right in, like they knew, beeline, exactly where they were going, and they were just following their soul and what felt right. And so maybe that's why I'm sharing this, to follow your soul and just what feels right, but to be that light for others and to be that beacon of hope and shining yourself, right? Shining your own light and standing in your own power. And when you're aligned, you can help so many people, whatever that is for you. And maybe it's not, you know, doing this type of stuff, but maybe it is, right? And so this also, I want to invite you guys, you know, we have a multifaceted soul society. If you're interested and have any questions about that, I encourage you to ask me about that too, because it's a great place to develop your psychic and intuitive abilities. It's a great place to heal your heart if you're going through grief. It's a great place to awaken your soul and empower yourself to really step into the best version of you that you came here to be. So we have so much fun in our group. I just want to share that. And so if it's something that's interesting to you, our doors are open and you can check it out. You can come and talk to me. I would love to chat with you. Oh yes. And she says, I love our group. Love the crystals. Yes, our group is really fun. We have a great time connecting with everybody. So we encourage you to come and check it out. Anyway, they are today's multifaceted message, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to go back and read your comments, what it is, the one thing that if you could ask Santa for, what would that be? And let's help you see if we can manifest that, right? Because there's easy ways to do these things. It's just a matter of, a lot of it is belief, right? So you're welcome. Thank you for hopping on here and connecting with me. Cheers. What's everyone drinking today? Spirit guided me to share a couple other things that I didn't share out on the live. So if you're catching the replay, you're going to see all this together. So I'm grateful that you're here. Let me just start by saying that. Happy Transformational Tuesday. So today is a great day. We usually do Coffee and Convo with Spirit, where we're able to bring in the information, the cards of what people can let go of and transform. And so earlier we were talking about, you know, what is one thing we could ask Santa for that we could actually bring into our world, that we could manifest in whatever way that is. I was saying happiness. What is happiness to you? Or maybe it's something else that you're trying to bring into your life. But the majority of people I speak to, most people want to be more happy. They want more joy in their life. They want to be more uplifted. The cards today, the door to personal healing and happiness is open. So welcome, right? Welcome to your world. Like, let that in, let that happiness and that joy in. And the door to spirit is also open. So you can connect in with your intuition. You can totally do this on your own. Everyone has intuitive abilities. I just have to share that with you. in case you're new here and you don't know that, everyone has intuition. We all have an imagination. Not everyone connects in with it. Most people go, oh, I don't have imagination. I don't have intuition. It's just that you haven't developed that ability yet. So know that we have a private community. If you're interested in that, reach out to me. I'd be happy to hop on a one-on-one Zoom call, which I call a curiosity call. This is just a way to come together and help you get started, however that is for you, and maybe just see where you're at and see what things I can help you with, whether it's to come into the community or maybe I help you with setting you up with some tools that will help you to be able to tap in on your own. So there's many different ways we can do it, many different facets, right? What I wanted to share with you is another card because Spirit was drawing me, but I also wanted to share a little story with you guys. So years ago, when I had the salon, I would notice so many people would come and sit in my chair to get their hair done, and they'd be down, rather sad. They'd come in and it was like they came to me to be uplifted. And because I'm pretty good at doing that, right? And so that's a character trait that I'm good at. Now, this is the card. I'm not going to look at it yet. I'll look at it when we're done. But what I found was people would sit in my chair and they would be like in a weird place where they needed upliftment, they needed connection, and they weren't really sure how to go about doing it. As you may or may not know, I am a wellness advocate. So I like to share different strategies and different tips and tricks and hacks of things that will help you. I call them spiritual SOULutiins, like all natural SOULutiins. They're spiritual tools for your spiritual toolbox. I used to wear this necklace, right? I would wear this necklace. And so one of the things I would use is my oil of happiness. And I used to wear this in a little vial that would sit in my neck. And I would just open the bottle, tell them to close their eyes. And they would breathe in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We actually have an oil called Beautiful, but this is a blend of it. It's actually called Cheer. And it is very uplifting. I always called it happiness in a bottle. And so they would smell that. And if you could just imagine scents of wild orange and different floral scents that are very uplifting and just kind of put a happiness like lemon and just they lift your spirits. It literally within seconds, the person would breathe it in and they would be lifted. I keep hearing enlightened. They would be enlightened by the color, by the scent, by that feeling that moves through the body, the spirit, and the soul. And instantly it would be like a holy shift for them. And I noticed, wow, they seem happier. So it was really awesome to do that. And I just found that it worked every time. And I thought, this is great. I'm so grateful that, we're having this connection. So I wanted to share that. I thought it was really helpful. If you're interested in learning anything about the emotional oils, which are the biggest collection and when I say the biggest, it's really the best, like the number one collection that I recommend for all my people who are either intuitive, trying to tap into their intuition, they're feelers, they're empaths, they're highly sensitive souls, and perhaps they're going through grief. So it could be for many different things. You can use these products, but anyway, if you're feeling down, you can turn your frown upside down, right? So I have a video about that I will also link to this that is really about how to lift your spirit if you're going through SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. Now today, as you can see, the sun is shining in my windows, very bright today. And that is really because the spirit is lifted right inside of me. Hopefully it is in you too. So anyway, I'm glad you're here, but I'm going to pull this card and we're going to go into it. So this is an interesting card. It's all about walking away. So let this day be about walking away from what no longer serves you. This is a 9. Whenever this comes out, it's like, you can see she's looking back, but she's not going back. She's just glancing in the rear view to say, not for me anymore. I need to step into something that lights me up. And again, there's more yellow. All these cards had a lot of yellow in them. To me, that's the solar plexus. Spirit dressed me today in my yellow scarf. When you can anchor and align that solar plexus energy, which is right here in your stomach, it's allowing you to beam that light out into the world, right? That light of yourself, you're able to beam it out into the world. So, don't look back on past hurts, past things that happened. Move forward. You're stepping into the best version of yourself. And I love that she's in pink because it's kind of like the pink heart chakra. You're stepping into that better version of yourself. And I love too that these are cherry tree blossoms. The cherry tree is about new awakening, right? It's a new beginning. The spring brings a lot of newness. A lot of things start to bloom. So this may be the quiet time going into that. So just be aware of that and be open to it. But don't focus on looking back for too long. I'm going to pull another card just to confirm that. All right, contentment. This card of contentment is all about being in a place of when we are content right here, this area feels good in our tummy, right? So again, they're pulling us to the solar plexus. It's really like being in a place where you're happy, where you're joyful. Maybe that's out in the garden for you. Maybe that's a sign that you need to buy yourself some flowers, something that will uplift your spirit. I always have sunflowers here because they uplift my spirit. They are pure joy. They are happiness. And to me, it just raises your vibration. I'm going to share with you a quick little tip. We're not going to stay on long because I was already on long earlier. But this quick little tip is really just to lift your vibration, encourage you to stand directly and divinely in your power, and really just be anchored in your own energy of light and love. And so the easiest way to do that is just to stand. Try to stand. It's easier than sitting. Sometimes you can sit, but I find standing works best. Stand in your power, anchor yourself, just get balanced, right? If you need to shift out your hips, you can, and then just take a deep breath. And I want you to imagine a dial, right? And the dial is in the center of your tummy. So think about this. If you were, like when I was a kid, we used to have these dolls. My hair reminds me of it today. You'd push the belly button and then you'd pull the hair and she would grow long hair. I forget what her name was, but it was funny. I always thought this is a silly doll. But the cool thing is you can turn that dial and her hair would actually go back in. So you can turn up your volume or grow out your hair, right? Or you can turn it down, which would be obviously giving yourself a haircut. Maybe it's a spiritual haircut, right? Who knows? So think about that. When you are needing to balance that energy, you just want to get very balanced, clear your energy. Put your hand on your heart and just ask yourself, am I balanced? And I want you to pay attention to the way that your energy moves. So if you are balanced, you'll see yourself, I'll do it this way. You'll see yourself, if you're balanced, you'll move forward. Now, if you're not balanced, you will go backwards, right? So pay attention to that. That is a kinesiology. It's a way to tap in with muscle testing. It's kinesiology. And you're doing that where you're actually tuning into your own body, your own mind, and your spirit and your soul, and you're asking it, am I balanced? If you're not balanced, then you need to realign those chakras. And the easiest way to do it is to see all these colors like our lights. Think about that, all the primary colors, the red, the green, the orange, you know, the purple, the blue. I don't have purple up here, but all those colors together. When you stand in that energy and see each light turning on as each chakra goes up. So just as an example, in case you're not familiar with the chakras, we have a base chakra, which is at the root of our tailbone, right? It goes front and back. And then the next chakra is right here. Like say this is my belly button. It's like a couple fingers below the belly button. So this would be the sacral chakra. So you have root, sacral, then right above the belly button's here, right above would be here. This is your solar plexus. This is that beautiful yellow energy, right? And in that yellow energy, we can expand into the best version of us and we can blow our energy out. And by expanding that energy out, everyone we come in contact with gets happier because we're happy, we're balanced, we feel good to be around. So think about that. If someone's sad and you're walking by them, blow your energy out. Just think love and expand that energy out. And then think of that person as they're walking by and just think namaste, right? We used to do this with yoga, just namaste. And you would just think it in your mind, namaste, or I love you, or sending you light, and watch them light up as you walk by. They'll smile at you and you'll smile at them. And you'll just know deep down that you've been helping them in a way that they didn't even need to know about. Because your energy is lifted, you're able to tap into that. So that energy moves forward, and then we come up to the heart, which is green, right? So think of that beautiful green and the heart. So it's really interesting. The root and the sacral are very connected, and they are what keep us safe. They are what keep the energy creative and keep things flowing and moving. And when they're out of balance, you don't feel grounded because they're closest to the earth, right? When you come up a little into the solar plexus and the heart, you've got the middle line, right? The midline here. And this area here is really where we hold all our chi. And today there's a lot of chi. The last few days, there's a lot of energy. And if you're not feeling it, it's in the heavens, right? If you're not feeling this chi, there's something wrong with you. No, I'm teasing. If you're not feeling it, you just may need a little boost, right? To lift that energy. And my cheer oil can do that for you. And so this collection is amazing because we have oils for all different emotions: cheer, motivate, forgive, console, peace. There's all kinds of different things. And then the heart openers and heart centering oils, different things. So I put together a collection. If you're interested, check it out or reach out to me. I would love to have a personal consultation with you and just see if there's a way I could help you better, or if there's maybe something else that might serve you. So anyway, When you're coming up into this area and your chi is really in a good place, you feel exuberant, you feel bright, you feel cheery like these lights. When you're not, you feel lower. And so we just need to go in and imagine that dial in the center here, and you just want to turn it as high as you need to go. And I want you to actually think of the number. What number did you just turn it to? I just got 15. I don't know what number you guys got, but 15. And I don't know how high your dial goes, but maybe the dial goes to 20 for me. So I'm at 15, which is pretty high, which is pretty awesome. And you don't have to be at the top. You could just be a higher vibration. Because really think about it. If you're too high, you're not even grounded. You're just super connected with everything in the universe, but nobody can hear you because you're just like out there. So you want to be grounded. So 15 for me is really good because I'm anchored. I'm able to bring this information through to you clearly. Hopefully you can receive it. And then I'm able to articulate it in a way that, it's being taken and heard and hopefully implemented into your life. And then we move up to the throat chakra. Now the throat, third eye, and the crown are all one. And this is the higher vibration. This is the place where when this is in alignment, you're going to see things. You're going to be hearing things pop in from the spirit world. You're going to just be aware of things that maybe you weren't aware of before. So again, consider this the doorway to spirit opening. And this card, again, they're pulling me to it. This card about walking away. When you step into the spirit world, I'm just going to share something with you. When you step into the spirit world, the past tends to fall away. A lot of people fall away that just no longer vibrate at your high vibration, right? They're just, misery loves company. And unfortunately, when you're not miserable like they are, you're going to lift up to a higher vibration. Not that you're better than them, you're just raising your vibration. And by doing so, if they're not raising theirs, you might not be on the same level, the same page, and so there's no good, bad, or otherwise. It's just what it is. But when you can be content with yourself, being able to anchor in with, different crystals, different things that work for you in your own life, different things that help you feel good about you, that's really all that matters. So that's where I wanted to share with you. So just allow those energies now, just stand in that place, turn up your dial, right? And just allow that energy to emanate and exude from the root all the way up. See it going up, red, see it lightening up, orange, expanding out, yellow, expanding out further. Green, expanding out even further. The blue of the throat, expanding out even further. The third eye, expanding out even further. And the crown, it just blew out into the whole space of this room. And right, it might be in the whole space of your house. And just imagine for a moment, just take a moment. This is a great meditation because you're not eyes closed, your eyes open, and you're actually seeing this. You're imagining, right? You're using your imagination. So think about that one thing that you wanted to bring in. If Santa was able to bring you one thing, and it could be anything in the world, imaginary or not, it could be something you could think that you would never get. If you think you'll never get it, you never will. But if you're open to possibilities and you just put it out in the universe, right? In this expanded state of awareness, anything is possible. You become magnetic to everything you need. So listen to that, take what you can, leave the rest. And I thank you for being here. So now we're going to close our energy back down because you do not want to be walking around like high intensity all day. It's great to do that to just get your energy going, but then you want to go in and turn your dial just slightly down. So it'll just bring you back to normal, right? Normal is good. You can still be upbeat. You're not going to be down low where you maybe started, but you're not going to be up at 15 either. So I brought myself back down to an 11, and that's a good place for me. So you'll find what numbers work for you. And I highly recommend that you let me know in the comments below. Now, if you are new here, again, I'm Lisa, the multifaceted medium, if I have not yet introduced myself. And this is the 12 days of Christmas. Today, we're on day 3. I'm really happy that you could join me. Let us know in the comments below, what was your biggest takeaways? I would love to hear about them. I answer everyone. If you're interested in registering to be on part of this with us for the next, I think it's the next 9 days after this, then definitely I'll put a link in that as well. And the link for the collection will be here. And if you would like to connect with me further to discuss or have questions, or maybe you just want to have that quick curiosity call, it's literally you and me, like a 10 to 15 minute chat or however long it goes, just answering your questions and seeing where you are and how I can best serve you. And whether it's in our community and I can help you with that, or maybe it's just to help you with a spiritual tools that you need to just get started and help yourself with whatever it is. And maybe it's something that you just need to talk about, whatever. There's no right or wrong. I just want to be able to connect with you and see if I can help you in some way. All right, take care, brush your hair. Until we meet again, I'm Lisa, the multifaceted medium, and thank you for being here. Peace out.